Bringing you the flavor of the Midlands. Live from Columbia, this is Soda City Live.
Well, welcome back to Soda City Live. We have a special Father's Day treat for you all today. We're going to be talking with a father today that you all know, and we're going to talk about what it means to be a father and what to give and what not to give dad this weekend if you haven't already gotten him a gift. All right, so we have sports director Rick Henry joining me today here on Soda City Live. So glad to be able to have you on our set and to be able to talk to you today about fathers. So Rick, thank you for taking some time, moving your schedule around, and being able to sit down and talk with us today.
It's always nice to be over here on the Soda City Live set.
You got nice, comfortable chairs. We can actually sit back because I got Rick in here, so we can actually just relax.
Yeah, I may fall asleep.
Listen, and I might too if I lean back. So I'm going to sit on the edge of the seat so I can talk with you today. So you've been a father for a while. You have two wonderful kids and a grandchild. So how long have you been a father?
How long have I been a father?
Yes.
Let's just say I've been a father since the 1970s.
The 70s.
Yeah.
So you have experience when it comes to being a father. Before you became a father, if you can remember, what are some things that you thought fatherhood would be like versus what it actually was?
Well, that's one thing in society, right? They really don't teach you how to be a parent. And so maybe you don't have those thoughts. You think about, yeah, I'd like to have some kids, but you really don't know what that experience is going to be like. But I'll tell you what it's like. You're a cheerleader. You become a cheerleader for your kids. Of course, you want to protect them, keep a roof over their heads, food on the table, but you're cheering them on all the time. From the very first time when they're potty trained, it's like, okay, good job, right? The first steps, they begin to talk. First grade, then you have graduations, and then you're cheering them as they're out, starting their careers, and that gives you a great deal of satisfaction knowing that, hey, I didn't screw them up too badly, and they're becoming productive citizens. So that's what I like about the job. You never stop being a cheerleader for your kids and for your family, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and it's been I'm sure it's been such a blessing for you to be able to be a father in different phases. So you've had the infant, you've had the adolescents, you've had the teens, and now you have the adults, and now you have the pleasure of being a grandfather. So how would you describe that difference between being a father and a grandfather?
As a grandfather, you know what the whole child rearing experience is about. Like the first time my daughter left my grandson with me, right? And she was expressing concern to her mother. Oh, is he going to be all right with that? And my wife looked at her and said, well, he took care of you.
Right.
And so sometimes you have to make mistakes because that's how you learn. And so sometimes with my daughter, as she was raising Dean, and there'd be some things that she would be concerned about, my wife and I, we knew, oh, that's no big deal, but she'll learn. And again, they don't give you a manual.
Right.
Like, did you get a manual on how to be a mother?
Absolutely not. I wish that someone would make one.
Yeah, but so, I would watch my daughter and I'd go, yeah, that's all in God's plan. He's making sure it's going to be all right, because I watched my daughter one day as she was just sitting on the floor with Dean when he was a baby, and the way she was stroking his back and talking to him. I go, she'll be all right.
And the role of parenting never ends. So I'm sure that you are still guiding your children on being parents as well. Not necessarily having the reins on them because they're older now, making their own decisions and have their own lives. But there's one thing I want to get to before we wrap up today. So you've had quite a few Father's Day gifts. We're not going to ask you if you had any horrible ones. We don't want to upset anybody. But what should you not get fathers for Father's Day, and what are some ideas that people could do for Father's Day?
Well, that old go-to for a lot of Father's Day presents is a tie. If you're going to get a tie, make it a nice one, right? And don't get him the same color that he already has.
Okay.
You don't want to have like 15 blue ties in the closet. And also, underwear. Unless dad is like on his last threads with underwear. Leave the underwear out of it, right?
You can get that yourself.
Because you go, nah. So, and if there's something like if dad has a hobby, like I'm a golfer, right? So a lot of Christmases, birthdays, I'm going to get some golf balls, and I'm always happy to get the golf balls because I lose too many of them on the golf course. But Yeah, look for gifts that you know that your dad is really going to enjoy, and not something just to say, "Here, Dad, I
Like,
got you something."
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. Well, Rick, thank you so much for sitting and talking with us today. There's one thing I want to talk about before we leave, though. I asked Rick to send me some pictures of his family, and one picture slipped in there.
Yeah.
It was an
Didn't
accident.
realize it until I sent it.
He said, no, don't use that one, but guess what? We're using it. Mountain
Yeah.
Dew. Let's pop it up. And so
Yeah.
Rick had a great story about this Mountain Dew, and I know we don't really have much time, so I'm going to let you tell us very quickly and then tell us what's coming next with Mountain Dew.
Well, the Mountain Dew folks, they found out that I'm a great Mountain Dew fan, so they sent me an email and they said, "Hey, we want to send you some swag." So they sent me those Mountain Dew slides, a Mountain Dew tie, some Mountain Dew cookies with my name on it, and happy anniversary because it was for my last anniversary here at WIS, and you saw how happy I was.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hey, if your dad is a Mountain Dew fan, get him some Mountain Dew swag.
Okay.
He'll love it.
All right. Well, Rick, thank you so much. And we have much more Soda City Live coming up. And happy Father's Day to all the dad and dad figures out there. Stick with us.